Is this okay? Oh, very good.
Oh boy, it's about to start!
I know.
What? Huh? What? I can't hear you. I have a banana in my ear. I gotta go.
You need a puppy corn? Mm-hmm.
2, 3, 4.
Ow! If you're going to see the Muppets, you've got to see them in the theater.
Yeah, you don't want to let them into your home.
November 23rd.
Like Moses, who spent 40 years leading his people to the Promised Land, Bob Stevens has spent even longer creating opportunities for men and women during his accomplished career at Stevens & Smith. We all recognize and appreciate the valuable contributions he has made to our organization and our community. The skills, knowledge, and other qualities that Bob has instilled in us have helped shape each of our careers. Today, we're here to express our gratitude to Bob for his contributions, not only to this organization, but to all the employee owners at Stevens & Smith. Robert Lee Stevens was born August 21st, 1948. His parents were Jack Lee Stevens and Eva Vera Stevens. Tragically, Bob's father was killed in an automobile accident when he was very young. When Bob was 5, Eva moved Bob and older sister Pat to Lincoln and settled in the Irving neighborhood of South Lincoln. Bob met his longtime friend and future business partner Mike Smith while attending Irving Junior High. Little did either realize what the future would hold for them. Bob made some early money with the typical boyhood jobs, shoveling snow, delivering newspapers, but formed his first partnership with Mike by starting a lawn service at age 16. Bob and Mike would line up the work and then would recruit neighborhood kids to do the work. Often they were only paid 50% of what Bob and Mike actually were charging. Not a bad profit for the young entrepreneurs. Bob and Mike's friendship continued to grow throughout the years, and both graduated from Lincoln High in 1966. Bob attended UNL for 1 year, but decided he liked being more hands-on and worked for various construction companies from 1967 to 71. Mike attended Southeast Community College, but missed being in construction and joined back up with Bob.
We managed to get through high school and go on to school. Both of us attended the university for some time, and Mike ended up getting a degree at Milford. And that friendship continued on through those times. I ended up going to work construction, and I watched Mike go to work at doing civil engineering and that sort of thing. And I think he gained about 40 pounds while in a few months doing that. I said, Mike, what you really need to do is come to work and do some construction. And I think he dropped those 40 pounds in about the first month. And it wasn't too long after that we decided, well, if we can do this for another individual, we can do it on our own.
They were good at their craft and would often be asked to moonlight and do extra work after hours for customers doing side work. Soon they had more side jobs than they could get done. So they decided to quit their regular jobs and form their own construction company. They started out by pooling $160 in 1971 to start their own business. They earned their capital startup money by doing a small sidewalk replacement project. In the earlier years, they were home builders, doing all of their own work from the ground up. They were very good at concrete, and soon they were being asked by other builders to do their concrete work for them as well. Rumor has it a flip of a coin determined that Bob would be president of the company and Mike would be vice president. Bob and Mike both liked to bring their young daughters out to the job sites in the early startup years. Bob realized he might have gone a bit too far the day he pulled up to a new project and heard one of them say, "That's a big f***ing hole." We don't think they've been to a job site since. But there was more to the business than just concrete for Bob. He was very involved with forming multiple companies with other partners and was active civically as well. In 1976, he helped form Infinity Development and was one of the first in Lincoln to build self-storage units and mini shops. Today, Infinity has over 115,000 square feet of storage space. Real Estate Investment Properties, or RIP, was formed in 1988 as a subsidiary company of Stevens & Smith. RIP owns and manages the various properties and projects that are built by Stevens & Smith as investment and wealth-building properties. To date, this includes 6 different apartment complexes in Lincoln and Bellevue that house 666 dwelling units with 1,408 bedrooms. RIP also owns storage complexes with over 320,000 square feet of storage available at 4 locations. Robert has served and dedicated many hours to the citizens of Lincoln and the state of Nebraska. He was the president of the Home Builders Association of Lincoln in 1981, served 4 years on the Nebraska Mortgage Finance Fund in 1983, which later became NYFA and helped secure low-interest loans for first-time home buyers, served as the president of the Nebraska State Home Builders Association in 1987, served on the Lincoln-Lancaster County Planning Commission from 1989 to 1998 with 2 years as chairman, and Stevens & Smith was named Business of the Year by the Lincoln Independent Business Association in 2000. In 1999, an employee stock ownership plan, or ESOP, was put into place.
The ESOP preserves the legacy of Bob Stevens and Mike Smith. Most construction companies end with an auction, or some companies are sold and to a new owner, which sometimes puts the long-term employee's job at risk. So the company, Stevens & Smith, should live for decades, maybe even longer.
Through the ESOP, all Stevens & Smith employees are owners in the company, which truly allows us to say we have an owner on every project. Not only are we owners, but we are also known as the original Ass Busters, a title that over 220 current employees can proudly claim.
I know that the saying came along before the shirt did, and that was that we were gonna bust our butt to get the job done. And concrete work is pretty tough work, and it was just kind of a way to describe somebody that kind of maybe went beyond the call of duty. I know at first we used those T-shirts as kind of a reward for those that work the hardest. You can see a good Ass Buster T-shirt or sweatshirt in probably any good bar in Lincoln, or maybe in Goodwill or whatever.
In July of 2013, Stevens & Smith Construction was selected by Concrete Construction Magazine as one of the year's top 25 concrete contractors in America. The magazine based the selection on Stevens & Smith's commitment to quality, safety, teamwork, management skills, and building relationships.
I met Mike and Bob about 35 years ago, almost to this day, down at Johnson's Cafe at 14th and Highway 2. They were looking for somebody to manage their gypcrete department, and so I came in and interviewed with them for about an hour, and I still remember to this day thinking after I talked to those guys that, hey, these would be a couple guys that I really think I would enjoy working for. So soon after that, I started working for them about a week later, and that's how I met Bob.
Bob, it's been an honor and privilege to work with you. I was 24 years old when I started here, and thanks to you and Mike, I discovered that concrete was my passion.
Well, I met Bob by chance in the spring of 1979 when my wife and I bought a house from him and Mike, and as we were moving in, Bob noticed that I had some construction tools, and I told him I was going to the university, and he said, well, we hire people part-time to work with us. So I went down, got a job, and 41 years later, I am still working for him.
Hey Bob, I know you already know this, but I started working for Stevens & Smith when I was 19 years old, and I've been with you for many steps of the way over the years, and been fortunate enough to have had a front row seat, and you've allowed me to be a part of this great company. I'm not sure I can find the right words that would truly express my gratitude and thanks for all you've done for me and consequently my family over the years, but I just want you to know that you've been a great leader, a mentor, an innovator, a motivator, at times a father figure, and you've always have had a calming presence that kept things in perspective. Through it all, besides being my boss, you've also been a great friend, and I'm most appreciative of our friendship, so thank you.
Bob has dedicated his life and career to the construction industry. He's provided gainful and meaningful employment to hundreds, if not thousands, of employees, giving them and their families opportunities for personal, professional, and financial growth and advancement. His efforts have helped to build countless projects, homes, and businesses in the Lincoln and surrounding areas. Bob has volunteered and contributed his time, expertise, and leadership to multiple civic, professional, and religious groups and organizations in our community, efforts that have had an impact in improving the quality of life for countless individuals. Overall, it is without a doubt Robert L. Stevens' efforts have helped to stimulate the economy of Lincoln, the region, and the greater state of Nebraska.
I'd like to wish Bob the best of retirement, and that he enjoys it and progresses on. It's been a pleasure to work with him.
Thank you for the opportunity. I hope you enjoy your retirement. It is well deserved. Safe travels.
Bob, I just want to say thank you for all the years, the opportunity you provided for me and for everybody. You're such a great leader. You're always optimistic. You're intelligent. You always give people a second chance. What you've done, the culture you've instilled here, is something that'll last forever. And couldn't be more proud to spend the 17, 18 years I have with you. And I just hope for nothing but the best for you guys. And thank you for everything, Bob.
And I'll close by giving you some of your own advice, and that would be to enjoy each day as though it were a gift. And that's my wish for you moving forward in retirement, is that you'll be able to open a new gift each day and see what joyous thing is in store for you that day. So enjoy retirement, Bob. You've earned it, and thanks again for everything.
So Bob, I'd just like to close here by thanking you for your friendship and for being a great mentor for me. I've learned an awful lot here at Stevens & Smith from you and Mike, and I wish you all the best in your retirement, and hope you enjoy it. And, you know, although we're not going to see each other every day now, I know I'm looking forward to spending time having lunches and going to Husker basketball games. And I know you're a fan of the Husker band, so on behalf of the Husker band and myself, we want to wish you a happy retirement.
Bob, you are one of the great concrete professionals of the construction industry. You have made a lasting impression on the world through involving the lives of your family members, work colleagues, and employees. Thank you for being our leader and guiding us. We truly value all the efforts you have made. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming Robert Stevens to the stage.